If you're hoping to have a life after recovery where you experience absolutely no anxiety at all, then you need to adjust your expectations, because if this is what you've been reading or been led to believe, that this is what recovery looks like, that you will never ever experience anxiety again, you will feel disappointed. Now, this isn't bad news. I will explain why this isn't a bad thing to hear, but it's really important for you to acknowledge this in the beginning, that when you're recovering from an anxiety disorder or anxiousness, panic, whatever the label is that you identify with, this does not mean that you will never ever feel this again. What it does mean is that the way that you experience it will completely change after it's no longer an issue the way that it is right now. Believe it or not, your anxiety and fear is not the enemy, and in the future you will understand this when you're further along your journey. But for your average population who don't identify as having an anxiety problem, anxiety and worry is used as a tool, as a moment of feedback to stop and think about what's happening, why you're having a certain reaction. For your average population, it doesn't go much further than that. It does not escalate into horror or terror or horrendous physical symptoms. For your average person, every person, we all experience moments of anxiety. So in the future, when this is no longer the problem that it is for you currently, this is the experience that you're moving into. Anxiety and fear are part of being human. Everyone gets anxious now and again, but I'm talking about anxiety in a different way, not the way that you currently know it. For other people that aren't dealing with an anxiety disorder, it might just be a nagging sense that something isn't quite right. It might be just a sense of restlessness. They might be able to pin it to something specific, or it might just feel like a general, I don't feel right and I'm not sure why. So the normal person knows that they feel that way, but they don't ascribe any particular importance to it. And most importantly, they don't turn inward to overly analyze it. One really important bridging concept for you to acknowledge or wrap your head around is the idea of courage amongst anxiety and fear. So courage isn't the non-existence of anxiety or worry. You're still courageous, but can feel those things, perhaps even on a daily basis in the beginning, if you're someone that's struggling with this. Courage is essentially doing what you need to do, even though you're afraid of doing it. And this is something that will pretty soon need to become a part of your daily life in the beginning. Now, caveat, what I need to explain is you do not need to have superhero levels of courage to get over your anxiety. You will not need to feel this monstrous energy surge of courage every single morning for the next 80 years. This will not be your consistent existence. But in the beginning, it will feel like a lot more effort because of where you're starting from. And I know that the concept of being courageous and doing things that you're afraid to do might feel like a monumental task for you. And I get it. But in order to get to the anxiety-free life, the caveat of what I explained earlier, that it means you will still experience anxiety from time to time, but not be absorbed by it, not have it completely derail your day and still be able to continue living your life. Courage is going to be your bridge in the beginning, and acknowledging that there'll be things that you'll have to do and you will feel afraid of them. But courage is not the absence of that fear. It's still doing what you need to do anyway to get to the other side that you want to get to. Right now, you might just be solely focused on banishing all of your symptoms of anxiety because they're so unbelievably uncomfortable. And I 100% understand why. But what I need you to acknowledge is that your expectations need to be dialed in moving forward. If you set an unrealistic expectation of never experiencing anxiety again, it means that you will set unrealistic goals for yourself and your sense of progress will be completely skewed. You will feel like you're going nowhere, even when you actually are making incremental improvements, because your expectation is for you to feel nothing. And that's not part of being human. You will experience some surges of adrenaline in your life. It is unavoidable. And the quicker that you accept that And also understand the difference that this is not accepting the life that you're living right now. Things will change, but the invasiveness and the intensity is going to change. But you will still feel and experience surges of adrenaline in your life. So to be totally free of your anxiety forever, you need to set you need to get rid of your unrealistic expectations and unreachable goals. And courage is what's going to bridge you there. One day you will reach a point where you can feel a surge of adrenaline. Be curious about it and have it not impact the rest of your day. This is where you're moving toward. This is the anxiety-free version of you, free of the problematic and excessive worry and control and fear of the fear part of anxiety. But the hormone adrenaline itself, the occasional surges, the information to focus, pay attention, those are not the problem. This is still going to be a part of your life. It's part of being human. It's what the rest of the ordinary population experiences. And deep down, that is where you know that you want to be heading. Most people say that they want to feel normal, like everyone else. This is everyone else. We have moments of anxiousness, but they are exactly that. They are only moments. That is the realistic goal to move forward with. So let me know in the comments below if this helps distinguish things for you. What do you think about signing up for that future in your life? Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If this helps clarify some things, does this help renegotiate and reestablish the goals and what you're aiming for? And let me know if you understand why it's so key to make this distinction early on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.